Farm for Profit Podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm for Profit Podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm for Profit Podcast.
Well, listeners, welcome back to a very special episode of the Farm for Profit Podcast. You got Tanner here, both Dave and Corey's voices you'll hear later on this episode. But I get the pleasure of having this first conversation today. Reminder, if you've got guests like this that we should talk to, make sure you send us an email, farmforprofitllc@gmail.com, or send us a text message, give us a call, 515-207-9640. So we are super excited to reflect on a little bit of our childhoods. I don't think Dave, Corey, or I got the benefit of what we're going to discuss today, but it is so cool to have been an Iowa State fairgoer for a long time and to get to know the folks around this program. But our pleasure with the guest that's in studio today is Mike Doran. Mike Doran's a current board member of the IFAA, and I'm going to have him explain a little bit more what that is. But welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me, Tanner. It's a pleasure to get to talk with you.
Yeah, we've gotten to connect on multiple occasions before. This is the first time, though, we get to talk about the IFAA. So for the listeners that don't know you as well as I do, tell us a little bit about Mike.
A Central Iowa native, graduate of Boone High School, attended Iowa State University, studied some agronomy, some animal science, left with a degree, got out of there in 4 years. No debt, but no money left in my checking account. So I call it just a draw. Good even ending.
Even.
Worked for Elanco Animal Health for my first 5 years out of school. Great experience. Got to see a lot of the pork industry. Throughout those 5 years, I found an addiction in feeding livestock. So I started with some of my early customers partnering on groups of cattle and groups of hogs, owning 10% up to 50%, till I kind of got my wings and was able to start purchasing groups on my own. And was fortunate to start with really good support from my hometown bank, and then got to a point where it was self-sufficient to where I left the corporate job. And that's been going on 12 years ago now. Been commodity trading, feeding hogs, feeding cattle, and work in the genetics world as well in both swine and beef, as well as connecting on the backside with meat sales as well. So I guess you'd say we're kind of at this point, I'm pretty well fully integrated in some value-added beef and pork businesses that I love, and we're growing. We're always looking for new markets and new opportunities domestically and abroad.
And definitely fully employed. That's a lot going on.
Yeah, and I've got at home a wife and 5-year-old triplets and a 7-year-old. So there's whenever I think I have free time, there's somebody that's more than happy to grab it.
And you were just saying that your wife may have successfully taken the pigs for a very first show walk this evening.
Yeah. Usually that's Dad's chore. If I want the kids to spend time with the pigs, I take them out to the farm. We live in town in Ames, but we've been traveling a lot, and so my wife's from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, Twin Cities girl, and tonight was the night where they did it without Dad. So we're close enough to the fair, I think, that everybody's kind of knows the routine. So I didn't get any calls or text messages yet that we have cattle running out or hogs running out on Interstate 35, so I think it was a success.
That does definitely sound like a success. So are all the kids showing, or just your 7-year-old?
We're gonna take some Berkshire gilts to the open show at the state fair.
There you go.
The open breed show, and these are commercial gilts, high meat quality. They will not be successful in the show ring in their own right unless they're all in their own class. But this will definitely be the first formal experience for our kids to kind of see if they like it or not, and I guess we'll kind of plan our resources accordingly based on how the experience goes for all of us.
You ready to make that last pass? Listen up. XR5 KSB from Ag Explorer isn't just another jug. It's built to match exactly what your crop wants when it wants it. This isn't guesswork. It's 25 years of boots on the ground, education first agronomy. These folks walk fields, explain the why, and build programs that actually work. Want to finish strong? This is your pass. Let's go.
So as a kid, did you show livestock at the county fairs?
I did. I showed it at the county fair from the time I could start 4-H. Showed calves, showed pigs. Loved it. Was never successful in the as far as common standards of winning. I think the successful in the experience of it. My family was pretty traditional on hey, this is your project, so you got to run your P&L, and it's a business. If you don't make money, then you're going to owe your uncle for hay and grain. You better figure out how to work it off if you don't get enough of a sales check to pay for it. So good experience.
Absolutely. Well, both Corey's parents and my parents have moved in the last 12 months. So we've got a lot of the stuff out of our parents' basement hanging on the wall. And I think as soon as I saw him bring a couple of his calf trophies in here, I had to bring in a couple of my hog trophies. But
Grand Champion, Junior Showman, Swine, I see that up there.
Yeah, it's one of those, kind of like you said, we were successful in our own rights, both Corey and I. Maybe you didn't have that Grand Champion market animal, but you took care of it, you spent your time with it, you showed it well, and put things together. And that's kind of what we're talking about a little bit today. I know we're going to come back to your story and what you're involved with as far as agriculture goes, but for the time being, explain to me what IFAA stands for and what that organization does.
So IFAA is the Iowa Foundation for Agricultural Advancement. IFAA was really born about my mission to make sure that kids that work hard on 4-H and FFA projects get rewarded based on the merits of what they put into it and what they've earned. That started with literally just trying to get the champion and reserve champion animals to just bring a fair market value at the end of the state fair.
Right.
You go back 25, 30 years, and even then there was enough of a separation between the commercial and the show industry that there were times where they had trouble catching bids on these animals that were best in show in their given class.
Right.
And so a group of gentlemen got together, formed this foundation. Today it is a public 501c3 corporation, not-for-profit that is fully transparent in our mission of providing, still to this day, of trying to reward kids for their merits that they earn through livestock performance with the sale of champions, as well as scholarships and performance awards outside of just kids that earn their way onto the purple shavings. So I think, and it's grown to where when I started 10 or 12 years ago, we had a sale and scholarships that were, I think, $300,000 to $400,000 a year, and between the sale and scholarships this past year, I think we were pretty close to $1 million.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's a huge jump, and it also is really great to see there's that much support for those young kids in agriculture, at least interested in it.
Yeah, and I think there's to me, I'm in a lot of different ag businesses, spend a lot of time with other entrepreneurs in the ag space and other industries, and I mean, it's easy to sit here and you say, man, labor's a problem. How do we get kids that want to work? Well, incentives work on people in general. And how do you incentivize hardworking kids to want to stay in this industry? Well, you reward them, and you start rewarding them, by offering great scholarships and good checks when you know that they've had projects that they've spent months, every day, every night working on. They've earned their spot, and like I said, we want to reward and show that there's people watching. People see what these kids do.
Yep.
We want them to have a future here and show them that, hey, there's a place for you here in Iowa. So let's cultivate a reason for these kids to want to stay here.
Absolutely. We've got an exciting interview coming up after this conversation of a young gentleman that is demonstrating how much hard work goes into it. It's not just a couple of minutes when they're in the ring. It's not just a couple of minutes during the auction when they get into that, like I said, up to the purple shavings. But there's an awful lot of hard work that goes into these things. Now, when you say scholarship, what can these scholarships be used for?
So we offer, and again, this is another thing that's grown, as the cost of education's gone up. I think our average scholarship has went from maybe $500 to $1,250 up to $2,500 to $5,000. But those scholarships are to be used for any of your expenses relating to getting an education in agriculture at a school in Iowa.
Well, that's neat. I didn't realize it was at a school in Iowa. That's a next little added way to keep, like you said, those kids interested in agriculture and here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to share them with Nebraska.
Well, and that's, and the other thing is, so there's scholarships for incoming freshmen, which that pool is pretty well targeted. The people that get exposed to that are Iowa kids already. Yep. But then even, kids that want to come to Iowa State from outside of Iowa, they come here, they get the residency, they can apply for the current student scholarships, which generally target, sophomore, junior, and seniors. And again, these are merit-based scholarships, so we're looking for kids that have proven that they want to study hard, they want to get great work experiences, They want to have on-campus involvement, they want to have involvement in organizations like National FFA. And so we're looking to find the kids that show they've got some drive and initiative and say, hey, here's a coupon that says we see you.
Yeah. Where's the funding come for all of this?
That's a great question. There's two buckets of funding, I would say. So number one, we go out and raise corporate funds. And so myself, Josh Williams, there's a number of us within the organization that throughout the year carve out time to intentionally go out and reach out to agribusinesses, both local and national agribusinesses, to seek funding for this. So we're trying to find, and that's, anybody that aligns with that kind of mission of, hey, if you want to help fuel these, kids to go out, work hard, and want to stay involved in Iowa agriculture, we want to give you an avenue through scholarships or support in the auction to purchase animals. Wherever you're giving aligns, we want to give you an avenue to do that. And then the other piece of it is there is a portion of the sale revenue that gets raised in what we call local support. And so those exhibitors that make it to the sale champions have an opportunity to go back to their local communities, and friends, family, local businesses can contribute to a pool of money that helps match and go towards their sale total. And there is a portion of that gets taken and go to the general scholarship pool. So then no matter how you contribute to the organization, your reach goes beyond just the 14 kids that come in the ring. It goes to a lot larger population that's, whether they show animals or other things that, like I said, kids that are involved and are go-getters that we want to continue to say, hey, we got a place for you here.
That is really cool because most of these kids grew up in a small Iowa town, and most of these kids become damn near celebrities when they've got somebody that, got that grand champion award or gets to step up there in that winner's circle. And that's a big deal. Are there other states that have done this? Do you know?
I think the short answer is there's nobody that quite does it like we do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kind of iterations of it. Like in Minnesota, they bring a lot larger pool of animals into their sale, and they have community funds, plus you could bring your own buyer, and they kind of mix and match money together to help make sure that nobody gets left behind with their animal. So their average sale results would be a lot lower per animal, but it goes to a lot more animals. Ours is focused on a handful of these grand champion and reserve champion lots. And then the rest, like I said, goes to a larger pool of scholarship recipients.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing exactly like this. And I think we've had conversations with other state fairs over the years, because there's no perfect solution. And I know we're always open to input and other people being involved to help shape, future improvements of how we do it.
Yeah, that's exciting to be able to have something that's one of a kind, but then also be able to lend support to those all across agriculture. Because if it's great for one state, it's going to be great for other states as well. But before we wrap up with this, I know my listeners would just be very frustrated with me if I didn't dive down a little bit deeper as the way you introduced yourself, saying that you're in both the beef and the pork industry, not only raising it, but you also have a direct-to-market avenue. Now, to give you a little perspective, if you haven't listened to any of our shows, we've done episodes on direct-to-consumer pork, direct-to-consumer beef, and direct ship. But yours is a little bit different than that.
Yeah, we're trying to find a happy medium. And I say we, this is, I guess, kind of my more kind of crazy idea, and I drag partners along with it in different areas of it. In my mind, there's a perfect world to land in where there's enough scale to have a competitive cost structure, but yet small enough production to be able to command a somewhat luxury premium for that product, where you can create your own space in the marketplace, where you can be relevant to a Hy-Vee or a Fairway or the same thing, or an Eon Foods, which is a grocery store chain in Japan that we've sold pork to. So I think there's a fine line of being special and being niche, but being big enough to carry some weight and scale and reach with it, so that you don't have to go worry about selling every carcass yourself door to door, because that gets to be a big burden.
It is.
And it's hard to scale.
It's hard to scale.
So we're trying to find that happy medium of a scalable model where we can still be different than, what you call it, the big four packers on the beef side, or the same equivalent groups on the pig side, where we've got a production model and a level of connectivity down to the slat level or down to the feedlot floor that a big company can't have, but yet we can do it making 100 or 200,000 pigs a year. We can do it making 25 to 50,000 head of cattle a year, and create an experience with full transparency where I can have a meat buyer from Japan that can hop in my Chevy Silverado with me, and over the course of a couple days, we can visit where calves are born, calf ranches where they're raised, feedlots and packing plants where they're slaughtered, and everybody knows, hey, if we want to make a change in the supply chain, you just got to talk to one guy. We don't have to go through a committee. We don't have to have a board vote. Like, the buck stops here.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So how did you even start making relationships to start making this a reality?
This is where my wife dislikes me. I have trouble saying no. That's, everybody's, sometimes your greatest asset's your greatest fault as well. And that's definitely, in my case, it's served me very well and caused a lot of pain, both. But I love opportunities. I love, I guess, trying to figure out, when I meet somebody and understand. I like asking questions and figuring out, why are you doing this particular thing? What drove you to this? What bad things happened that caused you to say, oh no, I'm not going to do this and do that? And then when you get to that point where they say, well, but you can't do this, I say, hold my beer and watch. Yeah, and that's led to a lot of where it's like, okay, how do we find, like I said, how do we find this balance that people say doesn't exist? For example, got a cattle business called Prime of Iowa Angus. We got into the genetics business, and people said, well, if you're going to select for these high feed efficiency animals, they're not going to live, they're not going to grow very well, they're not going to cut well. We said, well, if you raise enough animals, you collect enough data, and you are very intentional on your genetic selection, you can do what people say you can't do. And we've proven it now. I think went through numbers earlier this morning. We've slaughtered over 400 head of our purebred Angus embryo calves now, and we're averaging 92% prime beef.
Wow.
100% choice and higher. We have not had an animal fall under choice. 92% have graded USDA prime, and that's with an average yield grade under 3, no yield grade 5s, and an average age of 14 and a half months.
Whoa.
These are genetic superstars. We're raising the
that's
NBA
one hell of
All-Star
a
team.
rate of gain. Absolutely. So our audience has gotten to hear an episode we did with the CEO of Vitelli to learn about how the advancements in that technology is working for beef cattle. You're putting it to work. Like,
In
legitimately, you said 400 head or 4,000?
400 head we've slaughtered where we've gotten the individual carcass data back.
Yep.
Yeah.
You put it to work.
Yeah.
The data, you're almost like the Oakland A's
Moneyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with that data? Is that validating to where now we scale larger, or what's the
Yes.
data mean?
Yeah. So right now in process of upping embryo production to where, our target would be to be putting in about 25,000 embryos a year, end up with 12 to 13,000 live calves.
Yep.
Born year round. So again, you talk about addressing issues in the meat supply. Quality is one thing, but really the number one concern when you talk to high-end retailers or food service, consistency. They would rather have you be consistently average than good but highly variable.
Yep.
So how do we be really good but consistently be really good? So part of it is, what's the natural beef supply? I mean, I grew up with a traditional Iowa cow-calf operation where we calve over 45 days, 60 days. You try and stretch that into a 12-month beef supply, and you're killing young animals, old animals.
Correct.
The loin, the ribeye size, the back fat, the quality grade, the tenderness, just age alone. No, not taking into account any genetic variability, nutrition, weather, anything else. Just age alone of that animal at date of slaughter causes huge inconsistencies. So we're trying to create like a pig model. I'm a pig guy by trade.
Yep.
Grew up with cow-calf on the farm my dad grew up on, but I've spent a lot more time and resources over the last 15 years in the pig business up until the last 3 years. But so how do you create that consistency that the pig industry and the poultry industry's mastered? And that is, the production wheel turns every day. If we want to slaughter calves every day and have them be consistent, then they need to be born every day. So we know at this age, here's the diet they get. Here's where, no matter whether they're born in Iowa, Nebraska, California, New Mexico, here's the protocols that that animal goes through, whether it's born in January or June, and whether it's born in those months. There is obviously weather and other environmental stuff causes shifts in that a little bit, but we're trying to create the most consistent high quality beef supply that exists.
So do you have any fear that it could become more vertically integrated like the poultry and pork industries now?
Well, the people that are doing direct to consumer are as vertically integrated as it gets, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good word until you hit a certain size, and then it's a bad word, right?
Sure. Understood.
That's again the balance piece. How do you find that balance where you're big enough to matter to the customer you want, right? And that's where if somebody wants to have 40 cows and sell all 40 of those calves every year direct to consumer, that's awesome. The time it takes to sell each of those 40 carcasses individually, it's hard to jump that to 4,000.
Yep.
So I want a customer where I can stay involved with the customer, involved in production. You need help. You need employees, contract partners to do it.
Yep.
But it's my job to figure out how to maintain connectivity and communications to understand and make sure everything gets executed to my standards, to my partner's standards. But be big enough to where, like I said, we can have some global customers.
Right.
We got
volume.
Orders in the Philippines, orders in Japan, orders in the Midwest for food service, butcher shops.
So when you've talked to those restaurateurs, like you said, that they care about consistency, do they care about the story? Do they care about where the calf came from, or is it truly the consistency?
They care about it. There's individuals care. Organizations maybe don't so much, but in this business, whether you're selling a half a beef to your neighbor or trying to sell 15 ton a week to a grocery store chain, like it's a person selling to a person, right? And for that person to want to advocate within their organization, they've got to be a champion for me. And for that to happen, they have to feel a personal connection. And the story helps do that. Now there's meat products, beef, pork, even vegetables, whatever, where there's only a story and the product itself is, maybe nothing other than commodity, something they picked up at from a wholesaler to turn around and sell at a farmer's market. there's plenty of that. So, I mean, we try to be careful to say there's a balance of, we objectively, scientifically, you can DNA sample our cattle. You can go look in the Angus Association and see that we've got some of the top animals in the breed objectively. But then also you can sit down and have the conversation we're having now about the passion and conviction we have from creation of that embryo to every diet that animal eats, why we pick the feedstuffs we pick to affect tenderness, the taste of the fat, the quality of the fat, the efficiency of lean tissue production on that animal. How do you, I mean, we eat, sleep, and breathe it every day. And we can, I feel like in a good conversation can convey that it's all part of the story, the scientific pieces and the piece of why we feel this way, what makes us tick every day.
Well, this is exciting for me on multiple fronts. One, I appreciate you coming in here and talking about the IFAA. And I did pull up, if our listeners want to contribute or learn more or even have kids apply for the scholarships, they go to ifaa.org.
Yep.
But for today, this is almost the perfect teaser. The cool part about Mike is Mike's local. So I think we should get some questions from our listeners. I'll have them submit questions back in, and if you're all right coming in sometime, maybe we'll have a couple of bourbons and go through their feedback and learn more about it, because we didn't even talk about your commodity trading experience. We didn't touch a lot on the pork empire that you've built. You grow corn and soybeans.
We use the empire term loosely.
That's fair. That's fair. I had to throw it out there, right?
Yeah.
You're about as humble as they come, which is even another characteristic that's exciting to explore. But I also know that you were one of the first donors to the Sale of Champions. Is that correct?
Not one of the first, but there's been several years in kind of our buildup over the last 10 years where my wife and I, and I've drug along some of my businesses to where we've been one of the top contributors to the IFAA for probably 4 or 5 of the last 10 years.
Well, we appreciate that as a podcast. I know the kids all across the state of Iowa also appreciate that. And listeners, you know how to get questions to us, farmforprofitllc@gmail.com. We'll have Mike back in, but I want you to learn from him what you want to learn, because I almost know too much already to be able to ask those curious questions. So we'll get Dave and Corey back in here. And as a reminder, this is part 1 of part 2. So let's get into introducing you to Joe and learn more about him and his experience down at the Iowa State Fair.
My name is Joe Steen, and I was the reserve grain champion market hog at the Iowa State Fair. I was able to sell my reserve grain champion pig at the Sale of Champions. It was an awesome experience for me, being on the purple chips in the sale ring. The crowd and the walk up there to it was really awesome. There was a lot of emotion, and all the work and time I put in and all came down to this moment, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to be a part of that.
What a special opportunity for you listeners. Now through the end of August, we have the Maya 3x3x3 campaign.
What's 3x3x3?
You get 3% financing, 3-year parts and warranty, or the third option is if you want to pay cash, you get 3 different kinds of discounts.
Yeah, you can get $5,000 off of an 8-row, $7,500 off a 12-row, or $10,000 off a 16-row from Maya Cornheads. Go to mayacornheads.com or slide into our DMs and we'll hook you up with the closest dealer.
Well, how cool is this? We get to have a little celebrity in the studio.
Little celebrity?
You like that?
Yeah, I love it.
He's almost taller than you, though.
He is.
He's got a better hat than all of us.
He's younger and probably better looking, though.
You got a better belt buckle. I don't have one on. Do you have your belt buckle on?
No, I'm in golf attire today.
Are you golfing?
No, I'm in the studio. I just was tired of sweating through everything. But this very rarely do we go straight from one of your introductions to us talking. So, Joe, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
What a neat experience. So glad Rachel set this up. But why don't you tell our listeners from your side of the things, who is Joe?
I'm Joe. I'm 13 years old. From Watkins, Iowa, and I show pigs and lambs. I've been showing pigs proudly since I was around 3 to 4 years old. I show all across the country, national shows, state fair, county fair, jackpots.
Pigs and lambs. No cattle?
No cattle.
Why'd you stay out of that?
My dad will not let me get a cow.
Oh, man.
Really? I like that.
So, Corey, if it's a steer jock, what's the term for hogs or lambs?
I don't know on the land. I just say pig jockey on the. But what is it, Joe? What do they call you?
I don't know.
Do you have a title? Are you like
Just a show jock.
the champion show jock? There you go.
Maybe we should do something for your dad here. If this episode gets how many thousand likes?
Then they got to buy.
Then he has to have a cow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mom's over here covering her face like it's not gonna happen. Stop.
What's the number, Joe?
10,000.
Oh no, we gotta go higher than
Yeah. That'll happen the first day.
That'll happen before noon. 100,000.
There we go. 100,000.
100,000.
Yeah.
All right, Dad. 100,000 likes on this episode, and you might
Likes or views or what are you talking?
I just said likes. I just started with likes.
So that's on like social media too.
Yep.
Oh gosh, that's gonna happen too.
100,000 likes. We might get there.
We're setting Dad up. You also got a really cool hat on. Tell us about the hat you're wearing.
Yeah, this is the logo of my podcast on my hat.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
It's a rope hat, Corey.
It's got the flip down that keeps the structure.
Yes.
I always like to see these old school ones because like this looks like it was made in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like some of the hats up on our wall.
Long before
That
Joe
is
was born.
awesome, man.
Yes. So what do you talk about on your podcast?
I talk about the livestock industry from a kid's point of view. I interview different kids from around the country that have either won big national shows, state fairs, Texas majors, mostly just big shows. And
When did you start?
I've probably been going for a couple years now.
And it's called what?
The Joe Show.
The Joe Show.
The Joe Show.
He reminds me of the guy that said, "Well, I'm 25 and I'm ready to retire. I've already got 60 years of experience." How do you have that? Well, hell, he's been showing since he was 3.
Yeah. So have you won any major titles?
A couple years ago, 2020 or 2021, at the Recovery, which is a national show kinda in Des Moines, I won novice showmanship there. And I got reserve grand champion market hog at the Iowa State Fair this past year.
Oh, there
really?
you go.
Oh man, did you sell the pig down there then?
Yeah, at the Sale of Champions, we ended up selling him for $32,000, which was
Holy smoke!
You know what I love about livestock doing that is it's not second place. Like, you didn't win. It's I am reserve grand champion.
Yeah.
Is what it is. So,
I mean
up here on the wall.
the ribbon is just as big. It's just a different color.
it is. It's just a different color.
Light purple. Just not dark.
So you're the 2024 reserve grand champion. How much did you sell?
32.
$32,000.
So did you get all that money?
No.
Rich.
He looked right at his mom.
That's where that bag came from.
But that is the point, right? It does go to the 4-H'er or the FFA kid.
Yeah, for college.
Yep.
You know, I actually sponsored one of the lambs that won. Yeah, I think so. I think in the FFA division or whatever last year. I don't get all that stuff, but a guy that helps me take care of my pigs, he bred the lamb and asked, and I said, heck yeah, I support kids like that all the time.
So how much?
Hit me up next time you got one down there.
Joe, how much time? What takes more time, showing livestock or the podcast?
Definitely showing livestock, the preparation, like to prepare for state fair. It doesn't start the week before state fair. It starts right when we get the pig in the barn and working with it for the, 8 months that we have him.
So I want to go back to this Sale of Champions. And you've showed across the country. Do other livestock shows have a process like the Sale of Champions?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Well, okay, so a couple years back we went to OYE, Oklahoma Youth Expo, and that was a really cool experience. I watched the Grand Drive at Oklahoma Youth Expo, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. They bring like a limo in the ring, and there's like lights and fire, and it's a really cool experience. So yes, I pretty sure that other states have a sale, and they sell the champion and reserve champion market animals of all species.
So the Sale of Champions at the Iowa State Fair is an exciting event for the kids that show. Why?
Because they get an opportunity to sell their animal that they've worked so hard on, and they get the money for it, and all the work that they put in pays off. In the
So
end.
they see a little reward from from all the work they put in.
Yep.
Yep.
What's your favorite to show? The sheep or is it a lamb or a sheep? What do we call it? Show lamb?
Yeah.
Show lamb, okay.
Show sheep.
Show sheep
Show sheep.
or pigs?
That's a tough question. I've been showing pigs longer, but I really like showing sheep. I think it's really fun, and it's different from pigs, I guess. But I will say pigs are probably better for a younger kid who's trying to get into livestock to show on, and they may not show that in the future. They may show a cow or sheep or goats, but I think since you don't have to have a halter on a cow and brace a lamb, and you can just I guess whip around the pig and control him more easier, or you can have more control of him with little effort.
Yeah. So did you grow up on a farm? Are you growing up on a farm?
Yep. Yeah, we have a farm, and yeah.
You guys raise corn, soybeans,
Yeah,
other livestock?
around our house right now we have soybeans, and my grandpa, he farms.
Because I remember growing up as a kid when I showed pigs, it was always frustrating to me because I'd have most of the time in the breeding category, a good breeding gilt, but we'd have to send them to slaughter after the show because we couldn't reintroduce.
You had a terminal show.
Yep. Is that the way the Iowa State Fair is, or can you take your animals home if you don't sell them at the Sale of Champions?
Yeah, you can take them home if you don't sell them at the Sale of Champions. So if you're not grand champion or reserve grand champion market hog, then you can take them home. And yeah, but if you are, you have to sell them, and then they put them on a trailer and they take them to a locker. Yeah.
Dave, you never showed animals, right?
I didn't. No.
So you got into it later in life with Ann.
With kids. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And I've been told that, like, to have the best quality, tell me what makes the best quality. My wife says if you can place a pin on their back and walk them around the arena and you don't lose that pin right in the crease of their back, that's the best. Is that true?
Well, no.
I'd say it depends
My wife
on.
is wrong.
Your wife knows cattle, not hogs.
She's so wrong.
I'd say it depends on what the judge is and the politics of that judge.
Also right on the back, that if you can set that pin just right in the back and it walks and there's just it never leaves, that's perfect. How about, do you have like the serious show face? Have you seen on TikTok the girl that's like dead serious? Are you like, well, let's see your show face.
Well, I've actually just interviewed her on my podcast.
You did?
Yeah.
We're going to have to get contact information for
There she
Karis.
is.
There
Is that
she
how you say
is. It's Karis, isn't it?
it? Uh-huh.
Yep. Kara Stats. And I've interviewed her on my podcast.
How was that interview?
Yeah. It was really good. I think it was one of the better interviews that I've done.
Did she look at you like that the whole time?
No, she did not.
That wouldn't that be hilarious?
How old is she? Do you know?
15.
Yeah, they've got their whole family has got quite the following on TikTok and socials.
I saw people with a Halloween costume emulating after.
Oh, right there.
Yep.
That's a Halloween costume.
Halloween
Our
costume,
Arizona
yeah.
couple wins Halloween dress.
Dead serious face. Almost look mad. Yeah. Do you look mad when you show?
I don't think so.
What's really funny is I found her by Googling show pig girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's the only thing that came up.
And then there's the one that's getting ran over by a pig. That would have been me when I was showing, because I never worked with my pigs. So it was just chasing them around the pen at the county fair.
Yep. So what did you guys talk about on your podcast?
I interview kids, again, around the country. I'm trying to bring stories out about them and kind of inform people, the general public, about that. Because there's groups of people that think that we shouldn't have livestock shows, and I'm trying to teach the general public that it's good for these kids to have livestock, and it'll help them later on in life.
That's pretty forethought. That's a well forethought for your age. I don't think I would have been thinking about that at my age. I think I was just trying to go, where's the cutest girls and what are they showing? And I went to the horse barn and quickly found out that was, get the heck away from that. And then I was like, chickens. I can show chickens. All the cute ones were there.
Corey followed all the girls with 7 jeans. Do you know what 7 jeans are?
No.
All the girls
Good.
with 7s.
Don't worry
There's a
about it.
7
Nope.
on their pocket.
You don't need.
Mom probably knows.
Nope.
Yeah. That says you're serious about showing.
Now you do any show
7.
barn pranks? Have you done any show barn pranks?
I used to a long time ago, or not a long time ago, when I was younger and my cousins would show at the Iowa State Fair, I'd bring a spider and some string and throw it over the,
The rafter?
the rafter.
Yeah.
And
Drop it on all the city
Yeah.
people.
You ever glue a quarter to the floor?
Huh?
You ever glue a quarter to the floor
No, I haven't personally done that.
and then see how many people try to pick it up? Or
No.
put $1 on a string?
I think
Put a
my
little-
friend done that one.
Pig poop on the bottom of $1 and then go set it out there.
I have seen that.
It's called Poop Dollar.
It's worth giving the $1.
How bad do you want your lemonade?
They just put pig poop in their pocket.
Do you have a favorite food when you go to all these shows? Everybody's got walking tacos, so
Well, my mom makes pretty good ham sandwiches at shows.
ham sandwich.
Now I'm hungry.
That.
So
Yeah.
you like
Not
mayo on
only-
your ham sandwich?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Mayo and cheese and, yeah.
Not only do we need you to bring hats back, we need your mom to bring us ham sandwiches.
Yeah.
You're getting choked up over this. You really are. You're salivating,
I am hungry.
waiting for that ham sandwich. So you're excited to go and show at the fair again this year?
Yeah, every year we kind of have a goal, first couple years of showing. So I show on the Iowa Swine Jackpot Series, and kind of my first goal was get top 5 in a breed points. And then next year was win a breed. The year after that, get top 5 in the overall points, and the year after that, win the points. And so every year we kind of have a goal.
How you doing on this year's goal?
I'll tell you after State Fair.
Yeah, after state fair.
What is the goal then? Or
He's going to tell you after.
oh, okay. You said how is he doing?
I did ask
What is
how,
it?
but
Okay.
the way it was interpreted,
Win it all.
the year's been going
Right? If you
all
got
right.
reserve last year, it could only be win it all, right?
He's blushing. We got it.
How many, what's the scope of your operation? How many pigs do you have? How many lambs?
Currently, we have 9 pigs right now, but we start out at a big number. Sometimes 20, sometimes only 14, and then some later on won't be as good as they were earlier in their career, and so we'll kind of, I guess, kick them off the team, as you might say. So we have a lot behind our barn, and we'll put them back there that are the ones that aren't good enough and that aren't going to make the cut.
That's the same way we did Farm for Profit podcast host. Started with 14 of them. down to the 3. Down to the 3 best
We made
ones.
the top 3. So do you in the cattle world, it's all about the hair. I've seen a transition. Are you guys all about the hair now?
Oh yeah, the lambs have boots on. It looks like.
Yeah, skin and hair is a big thing for us because, long hair, one makes their legs look bigger, and it's just, there's a picture right
Boots
there.
with the fur. That's what it reminds me of. When was it like that when you started?
Showing lambs, yeah.
Like with the furry boots?
The furry boots. Yeah.
What was the trend on? I think it was when TikTok was young about fluffy cows.
Yeah.
There needs to be a.
Highlands.
There needs to be
Highlands.
just
Oh.
the show
They're just
cattle how they put
Been in a cooler all
grow their
summer.
hair and blow them out and then everything. But there needs to be a trend on TikTok for lamb boots. Or
So do you put pigs in a cooler?
No, we don't put pigs in a cooler, but we do blow them out. So we'll wash them every day, and then we'll blow them out after.
you wash them every day at home. Mm-hmm. Holy!
I think it was just all the blower companies' ploy that we need more hair on the pigs now, so we can sell you a blower.
I have seen them starting to like comb the pig's hair
Yeah.
on their legs and stuff too.
Is it really necessary to wash them every day? Mm-hmm. Really?
Clean their pen every day, walk them every day.
Is this just because your mom says so, or that's really necessary?
It's really necessary.
Well, I guess it makes that
The
reserve
bond
champion.
between the animal and the kid.
It really makes that sale of champions extremely important, especially if it's taking that much work and effort. It's a damn near a full-time job is what it sounds like.
Yeah, spend a lot of hours out in the barn, walking them every day, washing them, tanning them, cleaning their pen.
What did you say? Tanning?
Tanning them. Okay, so we tan our
Get a pig
pigs to get
tanning
them
bed?
darker. We have tanning lights, and then we'll tan them in the tanning lights when it's cooler out. And then there's so much that the tanning lights can do. And then we have tanning pens outside, and we have sand on the bottom of them. So we'll put them out there for an hour to 2 hours, depending on how dark they need to be, and they'll tan from the sun.
No.
Does this work for humans, Mom?
way.
Yep.
Do you ever feel like this is just a big beauty contest and it's not really about who has the best animal? It's about who can comb their hair the best?
I would suggest if anybody has time to just type pig tanning into
Oh, yeah. Sure enough.
Champion.
That one in the top
tanninglights.com.
right,
Top
or the
right.
top,
The champion
the one
tanning
with
lights?
it's kind of blue. Yeah, that's kind
I
of
was looking at all the funny
what we do
ones.
younger, or with younger pigs in the barn when it's cooler out.
Really, a darker pig does better?
Well,
It's
it makes their
sexier.
skin and hair better.
Sexier.
Who's that? Yes, yeah, too many songs running through my head. Yes.
Even what about like what kind of pigs you have? You were telling us out there.
Dark crosses, light crosses. I have a Chester this year, but mostly the dark crosses and the Berkshires, and the darker pigs. We want to tan them so they get darker.
Even darker.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Or so county fairs. If you have a good skin and hair on a pig at a county fair, you're probably gonna do good.
Shoe in.
Do you even mess with the county fair anymore? It sounds like you're in the big leagues.
No, I show at the county fair. I showed this.
That's right. Stay humble.
We had a early county fair. It was a week or two ago, and I ended up winning the market hogs with a gilt, which was pretty cool.
Congrats.
Thank you.
So what's better, the buckle or the banner?
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
I don't know. I like buckles better, I guess. Or actually, I kind of like the money better.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You got it.
So I'm just curious what the show barn looks like. We always put a after party together for the Farm Progress show, and when we get to go out to Decatur like this year, we hang out with our buddy Chris Schick, and they do a lot of show cattle and had a lot of success. And their shop is immaculate, and banners, posters, pictures, everything on display. What's your show barn look like?
My show barn, yeah, kind of like you said, we have banners up on the walls, and my dad, he writes like inspirational quotes on a whiteboard.
You're gonna have to if you got to wash that thing every day.
Yep. And yeah, kind of just banners, and we have some, if we win big checks, we'll put them over the door, and yeah.
Cash them first, right?
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off. I wonder if his dad's put that on the whiteboard.
Here, watch out. Tanner's going to write inspirational quotes on the window now.
I'll just start putting
Do better.
Do better. Every podcast.
Quit
Be
sucking.
funnier, like me.
What's the best tactic to teach a pig to like do what you want it to do?
So first when we get them, right away we'll sit with them in their pens, and I'll have a bag of marshmallows and a brush, and I'm just trying to get them tame and give them marshmallows because they like marshmallows. I give them marshmallows, and once they start coming up to me for marshmallows, I'll start to brush them, and so they get used to the brushing, and so later on, they're used to getting brushed, and yeah.
What are marshmallows made out of?
You don't whipping cream?
Marshmallows.
Heavy whipping cream.
No, I'm pretty sure. Are you getting the answer?
I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you might need to find a different treat for you.
Here we go. Sugar, corn syrup, water, gelatin, air, and flavoring. And gelatin would come from
pigs.
rendered fat on a pig. That's kind of funny.
Eating our pigs.
Here you go, pigs. Eat your own.
Just so you know, I feel like Joe here falls in line with Michael Jordan. Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others just make it happen. This is off my new board of inspirational quotes for you guys that I pulled up on the TV. Oh, Dad's already used that one? Oh, jeez.
Of course Dad has. He probably did the same Google search.
Do you have any inspirational quotes memorized?
No.
Tanner Googled it. Corey, do you have one?
No, I'm not really driven. I sent one.
Not really driven.
I sent one this morning to someone that was getting a lot of hate on Twitter, and it was just like, fuel for the fire, baby, let her burn.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, Corey doesn't need to know inspirational quotes. He makes the quotes.
I do. I live inspirational quotes every day.
So, Joe, what do you hope for the future of your podcast?
More sponsors. One.
Do you already have sponsors?
Yeah, and I've had sponsors. Some of my sponsors are Big Paw. They're a clothing brand. I've had Jimmy Juice. They're like skin and hair soap, and I've had Wallman Livestock. He's a breeder that we're friends with. It's that one right there. The one that says logo down.
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
not
Yeah,
Jimmy
it's that
Juice, the tropical
Drink.
fizzy drink.
No.
So do you have like key sponsors you want, like Sullivan Supply or
I'll try to
Stronghold
approach
Gates
them.
or-
And,
Yeah.
Who's the people we're going to have on?
yeah.
Stock supply, shop supply.
Montana Silversmith for the buckles. Yeah, all of them.
What day was that we talked to them? Monday? Stock Up Supply. Do you know those guys? Off Twitter
No, I don't
or off
know.
TikTok? They got a big TikTok channel, and I don't know why they've been popping up in my algorithm, so I reached out. We're going to have them on soon.
Stock up.
Oh, they're cattle.
All things cattle.
Things cattle.
But they told me on the phone they want to be the Amazon of show supplies.
There you
So
go.
because they were saying some place you got to go Sullivan, some place you got to go here or there.
Ooh,
they want to
there's-
be everything.
there's baby.
Look at that mean face.
Yeah, baby mean face for show cattle.
Maybe you could be the head, the face of Stock Up Supply.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if we get anywhere with them, we'll make sure to share that with
Wireless clippers or something.
you. Before we go today, is there anything else you want to share with our audience?
Go listen to my podcast.
Where can they find it?
They can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts.
It's the Joe Show, and I'm going to tell you, I typed in the Joe Show. There is 4 or 5 Joe shows. So which one?
Type in the Joe Show, livestock podcast from a kid's point of view, or livestock industry from a kid's point of view.
Live
A couple of
stuff.
random questions for you
Yep.
while he's looking that up. What is the funniest thing you've ever seen at a stock show?
Funniest thing I've ever seen at a stock show. Oh, there's a lot
There's a lot.
here.
Or just any good stories you got.
Okay, so I interviewed these girls from Texas. They've won a bunch of Texas majors, and on my podcast they talked about, so they're twins, and the one that was, they're both old enough to drive, and the one that was driving didn't have her license, but the one in the passenger seat did, and so they were driving and they got pulled over. And
they're
so,
twins,
Yeah, they're
so-
twins. So the one in the passenger seat that had her driver's license gave it to the one that didn't, and yeah.
Oh, their parents didn't know about it. It came out on the podcast.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's what a good interviewer does.
Yeah.
So is there anything your mom doesn't know about that we should? I'm just kidding. Don't do it. Not, she's too close. It's fine if she can listen to it later, but not with her sitting in the room. Don't do it. That's the advice I've got. Did you find it?
Yeah, I did. It was actually one of the top ones. It is the
course.
Joe Show, Joe in capital letters, and his latest episode, episode 32, with Karis.
That's awesome.
I'm going to listen to it. I tried to give you 5 stars. I did not know this. You have to go listen to a show
Before you
can actually even rate them. So that way your haters at least have to go suffer through your episode before they give
can
you
give you
a 1 star.
So is he just interview the cute show girls, or does he actually have some boys on there as guests as
Yeah,
well?
I have some boys.
You have some
as
boys.
well.
Okay.
No, that's
Oh, looks like a lot of girls.
So you have siblings.
Yeah, I have one brother, Brody.
Yeah. So who's the better showman?
Don't lie, Brody. It's me.
Don't lie, Brody. It's me.
yeah, brotherly love. But no, we appreciate this short conversation that we got to have.
Yeah, thank you
it's
for having
fun.
me.
It's cool to learn a little bit from your perspective about the show or the Sale of Champions. It'll be neat to pair this with the part 2 in this episode from the fundraising side to really put together what those scholarships and what that activity actually means to not only the community but then to the youth that show as well. So wish you the best of luck in your podcast. Super cool. It was awesome to meet you. I can't wait till I get my new hat.
I know. I'm pumped for that.
We have a show hat.
I just sent you a link, Tanner, to his show, so we can put that in the show notes.
Yep.
So our listeners will have access to that, and we'll share it on social media. Any questions or advice, always reach out. We're always willing to help.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.